Okay, there we go. Hey, what's up? So I'm back again. I know this is like the third video I recorded now. I'm trying to hurry up and get all this so then it can upload while I'm asleep. Okay, I did have one. Hold on, let me move that right there. Okay, now I did have one thing I wanted to discuss with you guys, with everybody, and that is the Adam and Eve story. Yeah. Yeah. It's not so much as the procreation, descendants of mankind. It's this one simple thing that's always bothered me. And I do want some answers on this. I want some straight, and don't give me this, well, come to God and find the truth and seek the truth. No, I want a true Christian out there to answer this question for me. Okay? Answer me this question. Now, you have Adam, who was created. Right? Right. Now, you have Eve, who came from Adam. Right? Right. Now, tell me this. Why is it that Eve has to be the dumb one? That to me doesn't make any sense. Because it's reflective of a certain species of female. Okay? Majority of females are smart. But the Eve story is kind of a reflection of one, specific species of females. And for some odd reason, Christianity believes the females are dumb. They believe females are beneath them. If you really study and look at Christianity and look at it, that's basically how it portrays the female. It portrays them as weak and dumb. But that's not what I want to ask about. What I want to ask about is, why is it that the God of the Bible created one man? And when that one man sinned, every single being that came after that is guilty until proven innocent. Tell me, why is that? That's the question a lot of people have been asking. It doesn't make any sense. I get judged on my own for my actions that I do, but I'm already born into sin. I'm already born guilty based off the actions of somebody who did something before I was even here. How does that make any sense? How is it that I have to suffer, or that humanity has to suffer? Humanity has to be born in the darkness because one man decided to sin. It's like you say we were born perfect, and because it's one man sin, like, what's going on with that? Like, I really want to know the answer to that. I really want to know your answer to that. Because that confuses me. That gets to me a lot. It's like why? Man, it's kind of crazy, man, when you think about it. It's like, it's really like, why? It's like, I'm really suffering because one person decided to sin. And then let's break that down. There's basically a choice within Christianity. It's either you can seek knowledge and enlightenment in order to better yourself, or you can forgo that and submit and have peace and live forever. Look at it from another point of view. Either you choose science or slavery. Think about it. So why is it that these two are the only two choices? Why can't they be one and the same? Why can't I use enlightenment in order to get to that level where I can attain peace? Now, just because I want to seek knowledge does not mean I'm against the creator of the universe. That doesn't mean I hate the creator of the universe. That means I'm studying what the creator of the universe created to give me a better understanding of that being. Do you see what I'm saying? So, if I'm trying to seek a knowledge and enlightenment, that means I'm trying to get closer to the creator of the universe, not pull away from him. I'm not going to use my knowledge to sit there and think I'm better than him. No. I already know he's the creator. All right, he created all this. Like, come on. I'm trying to see how. Why did he create this? Okay? I'm trying to see who he is, what he wants from me. But for you to tell me I have to be dumb in order to seek favor from him, how does that make sense? Why would God want dumb followers? Why would God want dumb, blind people, deaf, dumb, and whatever, following him? That makes no sense. He can't use warrior out of them. Do this. Oh yeah, you do it, but you don't know how to do it. Defend this castle. Create this object, but you don't know how to do it. But you're submissive to him, but you don't know how to do it. I don't know, master. I don't know how to do it. In my opinion, in my belief, I don't think the creator wants dumb people. I think the creator wants intelligent people. Because see, intelligent people cannot easily be fooled. You cannot use propaganda against intelligent people. Only certain religions want you to be dumb, because you're easier to control when you're dumb. So when you do ask the hard questions, like, why is it that we all have to suffer because of the sin of one man? And if they cannot answer that question, they become upset. Now, there is an answer for it. There are some people out there who can answer this question. But the ones who can't, they get upset. And they claim that it's the devil in your head. The devil is the influence. He's not my maker. He doesn't make me do anything. He can influence me to do it. I can choose whether to do it or not, but he doesn't make me do it. He's the influence. That, I should say, that dark nature. That dark nature is the influence. That dark nature be in your head, literally. I've heard the voice of the creator. I've heard the voice of the dark nature. I've heard both of these voices. Okay? I'm not saying like a crazy, you know what I'm saying. But I've literally heard it like if it was me and you in a room talking to each other. I've seen demons before. They exist. Whatever that spirit was, or I've seen good spirits, I've seen bad spirits. I've seen them from both ends. They exist. But they only exist when you become aware of them. If you're not aware of them, you can't see them. But the thing is, it's like the whole entire existence is between this battle between good and evil, and how good's supposed to win in the end. Well, if good's supposed to win in the end, what is the point of all of this? That's another question I want to answer. If good's supposed to win in the end anyways, what is the point of all of this? So there's a lot of that's going on. It's like, you know, like I said, the church hated the Illuminati. The original, not these ones who be claiming they Illuminati and throwing up these signs and talking about the pyramid and stuff. We'll get on that later. The pyramid has nothing to do with the Illuminati. Freemasons took that because they stole secrets from Africa, and they stole the truth and the knowledge from Africa, and now they're using that to rule the world. Okay, so let's not get into that. But the real thing is that I want to get on about is that the original Illuminati didn't believe in slaveism. They didn't believe in having a slave mindset. They believed that you should be free to think how you want to think. You should be free to express yourself and express your mind. Now, this wasn't inherently evil. The church seen it as evil because it went against their control. It went against their mind control. The smarter you are, the harder you are to control. Why do you think they told, back in slavery, they told blacks that they didn't want blacks to learn how to read? Because they knew once blacks learned how to read, they was going to rise up and free themselves. Guess what happened? Okay. But the thing is, it's funny because even then, they call blacks ignorant, say they savages, but it's like you hold yourself to a higher standard because you're white. But you couldn't speak their language. Their language which existed for hundreds and thousands of years. You couldn't read their hieroglyphs. Okay? You couldn't understand how they built 3 pyramids. But they're savages. You can't understand how the Native American made basically created the portable home. They're savages. You can't understand how South natives and Mexicans basically invented the oven. But they're savages. Do you see? Knowledge is from a person's perspective. You see what I'm saying? And so, if you're not knowledge in one area, they believe you're stupid. Everybody, I'll put it like this: everybody has the capacity to be intelligent in their own way. Only barrier there is language. Just because your language is different doesn't mean you don't know anything. It just means you speak a different language. But then again, why would people want you to be smart? If you're smart, you're harder to control. Intelligent people can't be so easy to control. Matter of fact, intelligent people are the ones who become leaders. Listen to what I said. Intelligent people are the ones who become leaders. People think that evil people are dumb. They're in charge because they're smart. They know how to play the game. They know how to use the evil to get what they want. They know how to use the darkness to get what they want. So they're pretty intelligent. You're the dumb one for thinking they're stupid. Because the fact of the matter is, I'm gonna put it like this. I'm gonna say it just like this. I'm not even gonna sugarcoat it. You're so dumb. I'm not talking about everybody, but I'm saying this to the dumb people. You're so dumb, you don't even realize you actually have the power, but you refuse to accept it. You refuse to acknowledge it. You have the knowledge. It's already in your head. You have the power. It's already in your hands. You just have to choose to use it. Let's say you choosing to use that knowledge and that power to your advantage to get rid of these corrupt officials. You'd rather bow before them. That I honestly don't understand that. You have the power to go beyond realms. You have the power to become the greatest minds in the universe. And you can defeat these oligarchs. But instead of you doing that, you choose to remain dumb and put yourself under a cave. And it's funny how Christians actually think they're perfect, because most of the so-called world leaders are Christians. Okay? So remember that. Like, most of the people who commit these evil Satanist acts are religious people, or people who say they're religious. These are the same people who killed witches, who killed a whole 70% of the female population because they believed they were practicing witchcraft, when all they was doing was using Eastern medicine. Eastern medicine that Eastern people learned from Africa. That's all they were doing, was using medicine, man. But then again, if a person tells you one thing, you'd rather believe it than actually doing the research on it yourself and find out the truth, because you won't like the truth. Because the truth will make you seem like you're weak. So what? So what? The truth make you seem like you're weak? That just means you have more to learn. So you learn more. So if I'm gonna put you like this, man. If people were more intelligent, if people use their brains more, there would be more relationships where the man and the woman will be in the household with the children. Okay? There'd be a lot more healthy relationships. Okay? These the world would be better. This whole nation would be better if people were actually smarter. The oligarchs know that. That's why they're changing your education system. They're changing how they're teaching your kids, because they want your kids to be dumb. Because your kids will be easier to control. See, they already know they can't control your they already know they can't control the XY generation, because that generation is too rebellious. So they're going after the new generation that's coming up now, and they're trying to make them dumb. But if you notice, kids are actually born smarter now than they were back then. When a child was born, he was normal, he grew up. But when you notice these kids nowadays, like some kids sit up there and you tell them, go change the channel. Never seen a TV before, but will walk up to the TV and change the channel like it's nothing. You tell a child to turn the volume down. They will sit there and grab the remote and attempt to turn the volume down. And the child can be like 1 year old. Think about it, man. It's like God has to create kids smarter because some grown folks are stupid. But that's the thing, man. It's like we have to think for ourselves, man. It's like we have to reach our own enlightenment. We have to get our own knowledge. And the only way we can actually do that is just by enlightening ourselves. Ask questions. Yeah, I asked, why is it that all of us have to be born into sin because of the sins of one man? Why do kids have to suffer by these nasty priests or by these nasty grown men who are ignorant? Why do kids ain't did nothing? They was born and living. They ain't kill nobody. They ain't take nothing from nobody, but they suffering. And it's not because God prophesied it. It's not because of no devil. It's because we just choose not to do anything about it. And we have the ability to do it. We just choose not to. This world can be a whole lot better if we just start educating ourselves and educating the next generation. It's harder to... Okay, let's put it like this. Back in the day, if I was to go back in time and I took a match and I lit a tree branch and it caught on fire, if you don't know what a match is, you think I have magic. I use magic. Do you see what I'm saying? Do you see where I'm coming from? But the fact that you know that it's a match, you know it's not magic. You know it's science. Okay? But what people need to realize, though, is that science is the explanation of the creator. Creation and science are the same thing. People try to separate them. That's the reason why there's so many arguments. That's the reason why there's a lot of stupid people on both sides. Because they try to separate them. You got to remember, most scientists were very religious. And they will tell you then, science was basically explanation. It's basically explanation of the creator's works. Because, okay, this is what I believe. You can go ahead and say I'm wrong if you want to. You can go ahead and be mad. I don't care. I'm gonna go ahead and say it. Okay. I believe that there is existence. The creator himself. The creator himself is existence. But in order to create matter, he had to create a void, which is the universe. Within its existence, he had to create a void. Because, see, outside of this void, time cannot exist. It's impossible for the limitations to be on something that has no limitation. Do you see what I'm saying? So this is what I believe. He had to create a void. The creator had to create a void, which is called the universe, which has limitations in it. That's when he created time. He created time within that void. Now, with time, that means progress can be tracked. Now remember, matter is imperfect. So in order for something imperfect to exist, it has to exist within the void. But in order for it to grow, for it to continue to exist, it has to be measured, which is time. Now, the Big Bang Theory, or what Christians say, when God said, let there be light, there was light. Within this instance, all matter was created simultaneously. Every single bit of matter was created simultaneously, like that, by the creator. Now, within that, all matter, not only was it created, it was given properties, and it was given actions and how to interact with each matter. So hydrogen got instructions how to interact with carbon, or how to interact with nitrogen, and nitrogen got instructions how to interact with mercury or uranium, and so forth and so forth. So all matter was already given instructions and rules. It was given mass, it was given a time, it was given instructions. Okay? And it was probably given a name. Okay? Within that, he took matter and antimatter. Remember, it has to be a balance, a yin and yang. So when he created matter, He had to create antimatter. Okay? Because they have to balance each other out. If it can't be a perfect balance, because if it was a perfect balance, they nullify each other out. So it has to be a certain. This, like I said, this is just what I believe. I'm not saying it's right or anything like that, but this is just what I'm thinking. I should say, this is how I think it should. I mean, it probably happened. Now within this, basically, he took the matter and he started to form things, stars, planets, which are all technically satellites within the universe anyways, galaxies. He gave them rotation, he gave them pull, he gave them instructions. Basically what these instructions are for their rotation is what's called gravity. Gravity is actually have these things continue to move within rotation. Okay, so it won't go too far, it won't stay too close. Okay, that's why different planets have different mass. If you see what I'm saying, because that mass correlates into the space that's given between the main satellite that's actually giving off that gravity. I'm just saying. But anyways, so when he came to create the Earth, he gave the Earth a form. It's not a perfect sphere. It's basically just a rock like this. Like, it's not even perfect. Okay. So it's basically just a mass. Okay. And with that mass, he created. He gave hydrogen, helium, nitrogen, all these instructions. And now when he gave it these instructions, he said, hey, you have to obey this rule, which is gravity. Gravity holds these gases, and so they won't fly off everywhere. Now, from that, after he formed the earth, the seas, and all of that, he took man from earth. But when he took, that's the reason why, think about it, that's the reason why we have the same particles as stars. Because we were created from the earth. The earth is basically the same particles as a star, but in a different form. Okay? Earth is nitrogen, helium, carbon, mercury, iron, copper. All these elements can be found in the earth itself. These same elements are found in man. So what the Creator did was he took man, he molded him from the earth, molded him from the dirt, gave him form. And what he did was he put a soul inside him. Now, this is where it gets tricky. This is where I sort of got the little Trinity idea. You have the soul, the spirit, and the body. This is just my theory. Now, the soul is who you are. The soul has always existed. Because remember, energy cannot be created nor destroyed. So the soul always existed. You just weren't aware of it. You see what I'm saying? You have to become aware again. You have to become aware of it. So the soul and the body are separated but are connected by the spirit, which the spirit returns to the Creator when you die. The soul gets judged. So the soul is the conscious. The soul is the immortal mass. The soul is the undestroyable part of you. Okay? Now, the soul gives the spirit. Well, the soul gives the body's instructions through the spirit. Okay? Now, why you think you see a lot of these films where they say a person has no soul but they're still living? They have no conscience. See, the spirit is still controlling the physical body. It's still having the electrode. See, the spirit is the one that has the electrodes firing within the brain. Brain synapses and stuff like that. The soul is the decision making. It's the conscious. It's you yourself. Now, if the soul is removed from the body can still operate. But if you remove the spirit, the body cannot operate. The soul has to leave. You see what I'm saying? So the spirit can no longer get that connection, or if the spirit has to return because it's ordered to, that's when you die. The physical body dies. The soul has to leave the body. The soul cannot stay within the body because the soul is energy. Okay, energy is pure. So that's the reason why a lot of people are able to will things, because see, the soul is basically energy, and you can actually extend your soul to control other things, events and stuff like that. The soul can also be used to, like, say for instance, if you want to read somebody's mind and see what they're thinking, your soul is directly communicating with their soul. Do you see what I'm saying? Or it can communicate with their mind to read their mind to see what the physical body itself is thinking, without ever having to directly communicate with the soul. But see, some people will are stronger than others. So some people can be aware of this and some people cannot. Now, this is just what I believe. Okay? And that's how we end up getting here. Now, if we want to return, we have to enlighten ourselves. Hey, what does the Creator want? Why does the Creator have us here? Why did He create all this in the first place? You see what I'm saying? It's just a theory. I'm not saying it's true or not. Just what I got to. This video is way too long anyways. Another thing is that what I'm also thinking as well is that this is how they use mind control. Do you see what I'm saying? See, if your soul, if your will is weak, your spirit is weak, if it's weak, it can easily become susceptible to outside forces. Like, say for instance, you got two souls, spirits, or whatever, going against each other. If one's more powerful than the other, he's going to overwhelm it. Once you overwhelm it, you can control it. Okay? That's what they were studying with the MK Ultra and all that stuff, and with the subliminal messaging and stuff like that. See, the subliminal messaging is used to break you down from the inside. So while you're looking at the commercial, subliminally, your physical mind is retaining that information that's hidden within them hidden messages. That's within them secret messages. Your physical mind is retaining that. Now, your physical mind can still bombard your soul if your soul is not strong enough. It can still bombard it with those secret messages and stuff like that. That's like, this is just a theory. Like I said, I'm not saying this is right, but this is just a theory. That's how subliminal messages work. If your mind is weak, which is the soul, if your mind is weak, it can easily be controlled by this. By them firing them, sending them secret messages into your mind. Like optical illusions, for instance. Your soul knows it's an optical illusion, but your physical brain don't. So what your physical brain does is, through the eyes, and it tries to interpret what it sees and tries to correct it on its own. Only when your will steps in does it correct. Say for instance, you look at an image, like, you know, the ones with the circle, and if you're not paying attention to it, it look like the circles are moving. That's your brain trying to translate what's going on right there. Only when your physical mind step in and say, hey, these are not really moving, the circles actually stop moving. I mean, try it yourself. There's a test you can see. Try it yourself. The same thing with this woman. It's a shadow of a woman. She's spinning. It's the scariest thing I've ever seen in my life. Trust me, when you see it, you'll see what I'm talking about. She's spinning in one direction. Now, if you look at a certain point of her body, she starts to spin in the other direction. And it's like, how is this? Well, your brain, again, is interpreting what the image is seeing and how it should be seen. Now, if you have a strong enough will, you don't have to look at the certain point on her body. You can look at the whole picture and willfully make it look like she's spinning the other way if you wanted to. Or you can make it look like she's spinning back. It's a lot harder to do it that way, but if your mind's strong enough, you can. Same thing with subliminal messaging. If your mind's strong enough, the subliminal message won't even bother you. It'll probably piss you off more than anything. You be sitting there like, really, what is the purpose of this commercial? This commercial serves me no purpose. You probably change the channel. But see, that's the thing though, man. It's like, that's what I believe. Like, I believe that this universe was kind of like created within the void. The universe is the void within existence itself. And then all matter was created in this is finite. This is not supposed to be permanent. But I also believe that when they say final judgment, like I said, all of these religions come from one truth. But what I also believe, this is just a theory, is that we go through different lifetimes. This is the reason why we have memories called deja vu, or we have memories, or we have dreams of places. Like, I've had dreams of places I've never seen in my entire life. And when I taught myself how to lucid dream, I start studying these dreams. Like, I can actually hear myself think in these dreams. That's how crazy it is. Like, one time I had a dream where I was in his house. I was in a different body. Let me tell you this dream is crazy right here, right? And I'm gonna tell you this, and I'm gonna go ahead and just cut it off right here because I need to start uploading this stuff anyways. So I had this dream, right? I was in the house. You know what? I just tell you another video. I can't have this going too long because it'll take longer to upload. So you can get in another video. It's like 5 videos so far, dude. Where is the button? Oh.